Good morning and welcome to Stoke for Game 3 of the Five Nations Roller Derby playoffs. This is Tier 3 West game, quarterfinals. It is Kent Roller Derby versus Auld Reekie Reserves. I am Tom Bowler, and alongside me...
I am Duke Special.
So we are going to go through the teams. We'll start with Kent. If you'd like to talk through Kent, please, Duke.
Absolutely. Playing in the black today, Kent are 0-0-0, General Payne. And number 2, Helen Degenerate. 2-2, Payne Austin. 2-4, Bam. 2-5, Charlie McGuigan. 2-9, Trauma Trevor. 4-1-8, Hoots. 5-1 is your Captain Hunter. 5-5, Lexi Lightspeed. 6-6-6, Madtrix. 7-8, Cat. 8-1-1, Hard as Kales. 8-3, Whiskid. 8-3-8, Annie, are you okay? 8-4, Demolition, and 8-9, Shazbot.
And for Auld Reekie playing in green, it's Auld Reekie Reserve, starting with 0-0, Temple of Doom. Number 1, LOD. 1-0, Lifesaver. 1-6-6, Jax. 2-0-7, Catchy. 2-2-1, Fun Ghoul. 2-4, Teapot Rebellion. 2-7-5, Blacksmith and your captain. Number 3, Jan Slam. 3-2, Iron Lou. 5-5, the Lesser Weevil. 6-6-6, Aerial Attack. 7-1-7, Juno. 8-3-1, Killia. And 8-8, Stellar Performance.
Lovely. We've also got our delightful officials today, in both on and off skates. We've got Scrim Shady, Quagga, Trash Panda, Sephiroth, Catman, Siren, Bellydonna, Block Nez Monster, Peng, Sui, Big Whoop, Apex Twink, Glitter is here, Broughton, Ref Leopard, Says Who, and Shrooms.
So we are about a minute away from getting this game underway. I think we know. How did these two teams get on in their regular season?
So Kent won every game that they played to get here. They are the gold medalists in Tier 3 Women's East. I'm not sure about Auld Reekie, but we may have that information somewhere to hand. I'm going to subtly check the notes.
Subtly check our notes, yeah. Sort of written that one down before we came on air.
Imagine if we were professional.
I imagine, yeah. What we do know is that the winner of this game will play the winner of Game 4, which will be on track 2 starting in about 15 minutes. And that is Dublin B Grounds against Oxford Roller Derby. And if you've not been with us for the first game on track 1, we had 7 Roller Torrent against Cambridge Rollerbillies. That ended 98-7 Roller Torrent and 204 to Cambridge Rollerbillies. On track 2, the game between Nottingham Roller Derby and Devon Roller Derby. I'm not sure of the score, but that was a Nottingham win there.
I do have the score. I've also got the news. I've got the score because as the bench of the Cambridge Rollerbillies, as you might have guessed by the the bum bag, which I've just slipped off, we will be playing them next. That was 2-3-4 to 1-3-2, but it looks like we are off. That is going to be McGuigan with the start, Charlie McGuigan with the start for Kent Roller Derby, Blacksmith with the start for Auld Reekie. That is Blacksmith is your lead jammer, first jam of this game. Lovely stuff. Blacksmith finding our way through. I think picks up those points and calls it. But we'll find out in a minute how many.
That was 3 for Auld Reekie.
Nice. Nice little opening there. I looked it up. Auld Reekie 1-3, lost 1 in their season.
And I'm guessing they're going to be from Tier 3 North.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Can you imagine? Like Tier 3 South, it goes a very long way up.
So our second German is 4-1-8 Hoots. For Kent trying to get down the inside of that line. Facing up against 2-4 for Auld Reekie, who is Teapot Rebellion.
Lovely stuff. Hoots is a returner, I believe, to Kent, or at least a relatively, I was going to say new skater, but new to Kent, not new to Roller Derby.
Very solid tripod there, holding down the Kent jammer on that first apex.
And equally solid tripod there, just beyond the pivot line, hanging on to the Auld Reekie jammer. It's the battle of the tripods.
Oh, and that has been called.
Point at which someone went, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, 40 seconds, neither one got lead, everyone gave up.
Yeah. That was just like, this isn't happening. Shall we just stop? Let's have another go. Try again in a minute.
So next up is going to be 666 aerial attack up against 166. 6-6. Looking in the wrong line, aren't I?
Beautifully framed there in the middle of the shot there, lovely Lexi Lightspeed, which I feel I have to keep bringing this up. You may remember this, but occasionally I say to people, Lexi Lightspeed's back skating, and they look at me and they go, who? And I feel ancient in roller derby.
I do know who you mean.
Yeah. For those of you who are not ancient in roller derby, Lexi Lightspeed used to skate for London Roller Derby and has been a previous Team England skater. And like a lot of skaters went, right, I've peaked, I'm going to retire, I'm going to do other things, and then went, I might go back to this actually. And now I just feel it's my duty to educate people because then I feel less old.
Less old, yes. Get all the young people to understand what old people know, and then you don't feel so old when they talk.
Yeah. It was like, you just have to understand it. It was like when I got excited that Susie Hot Rod was coming back and people went, who? And I was like, oh no. So that jam start was a penalty because there was a mouth guard on track. Safety is important.
Yeah, so it is Jax for Auld Reekie, being recycled by Lexi there. But it is lead to Kent and Madtrix.
Jax going with the star stash there, which I am insistently trying to get people to call a hat hide. No one's followed me with it yet, but I think we should do it. It might be because when it's my team, I call it a hat, but yeah.
Yep, I don't see that one catching on.
It's not caught on yet, but I'm going to keep trying.
Keep trying. Oh, a big hit to the inside there, sending Madtrix down.
Auld Reekie losing another blocker to the box there on a penalty. I looked at it and went, it's a D. Can't remember what that means. Direction, I think? D for direction?
D is a direction penalty.
Yeah, I remembered the thing. Also, we've got these lovely laminated printouts to remind us, and I just went, I'll just try and guess it, rather than look for the laminated printout to remind us. Spot the announcer who has reffed for a long time but has never NSO'd and thus knows all of the hand signals and none of the codes.
None of the codes. Yes, I've done neither, so I've hence the printout just to make sure I know what's
happening.
What's happening, and that what I'm talking about is correct. So we just have a short break whilst one of the skaters is receiving treatment. Shot of the audience there.
I'm being informed that currently Auld Reekie have got 3 skaters in the box.
Oh.
So that's going to be a fun opening jam when we get going again for Kent. Kent have come down from Tier 2 this year, so they were in Tier 2 last year. In Tier 3 this year.
Tier 3 and looking to go straight back up.
Looking to bounce straight back up again.
So, right, the winners of this game will actually be promoted. It's just, and then tomorrow that decides what position they finish in the tier, in Tier 3.
I think it's the winner of the last game, not the last, one of the last games tomorrow is the promoted team. So I think the winner of this game goes into... I've lost track.
So yeah,
is where I'm at with this.
Yeah, so it's the semi-finals tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we are ready to get back underway. It is 8:38. Annie, are you okay? With the star and the very bright golden shorts.
They are fabulous.
So easy to spot when Annie is on track, and Annie is lead.
Just Iron Lou there, trying to hold on to Annie. That's a good go. Now tasked with getting Blacksmith out as Annie showing off their speed skating credentials by zooming around the track at great pace.
Auld Reekie starting to get blockers back on track, now up to 3. As the hat comes off.
Yep. Hat hide.
Annie is through for another 4 points. Going around on her next scoring pass.
Looks like that's Iron Lou going off with a penalty. We will find out what that is in a minute.
The direction penalty there for Iron Lou.
Oh, and there's been a star pass gone on there from 2752 Killia.
Yeah, Killia is now your jammer for Auld Reekie as Annie comes round on the next scoring pass, having already picked up 16 points in this jam.
Annie absolutely treating this like a speed lap session with occasional impediments. It's like, Pack, I'm just going to zoom past, thanks.
But being recycled there by Blacksmith.
Oh, knocked out there to the outside. Lovely track awareness to go, oh, that skater went down, I'll just hop back on, thanks.
Skipping it down the inside, and he picks up 4 more points for Kent.
Oh, Iron Lou back off again with the back block.
Joe Minkle with a massive 20 points for Kent, taking him to 27.
Yeah, just a lovely little wave there from Charlie McGuigan. I'm not sure if that was meant to be directly into the camera or to someone, but it was lovely and into the camera. Like, hi Charlie, we can see you, but you can't see us.
Now we are hidden up on a balcony. Can't even really see the track. We can see the screens. We can see what is going on. We can see it's 5-4-2 for Auld Reekie.
High in the sky. Charlie McGuigan picks up lead, but recycled all the way back there. Lovely stuff from Auld Reekie. LOD having a bit of trouble getting out. Also spotted our favourite kind of skater, mystery skater on track.
Yes, 5-4-2, no name, no number listed on our sheet, so we'll find out who that is.
Who are you, 542? If you're watching at home and you have either of our phone numbers, please text us and tell us. I think there might be a YouTube chat. You could put it in the chat, but yeah, if you've got any way of contacting us, let us know. Who are you, 542? We would love to know and say that you're doing cool things.
Doing cool things for Kent is Charlie McGuigan, who is lead jammer. Also doing cool things are that tripod from Auld Reekie, holding Charlie down on their first scoring pass. Actually looking down, and then they're being knocked out there by General Payne. There's a little apex jump on the way back to recycle. Always good to see a blocker kind of doing a little apex jump on the way back to recycle.
Yeah, sneaky times.
I will never do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did a jump once. I didn't like it.
I love it. My knees hate it.
Yeah, that is the problem. And that's just in shoes, you know. Lovely stuff there with 207 just going back to bridge. That is... I'm looking on the wrong... No, I am looking on the right. I don't know.
Yeah, so 207 for Auld Reekie was catchy. So that was a really tough jam there, even getting lead for Kent. Just working out how many points Kent got there.
What happened there was I just forgot how numbers worked and was like, I can't see 207 because I was looking in the wrong place.
Oh, I've looked at the wrong side every time.
Yeah, I looked at the wrong side, then I looked at the wrong place. It's going. I think I've worked out who the mysterious 542 is. I think that's LOD because I was like comparing in that last jam, and I think we've got LOD down as number 1, but they are skating as number 547. 542.
So we have a team timeout called by Kent, and there is...
Nice. Oh, it's an Auld Reekie timeout.
Oh, it's an Auld Reekie timeout. Sorry.
Someone's having a timeout.
Auld Reekie timeout, and just Brute on track there, talking to his blockers and jammer, coming up for the next jam. Kent currently leading 27-3. We've played 8.5 minutes.
I like to imagine that Brute is giving the same sort of rousing team speeches I give, which are like, you're doing great, more of that, less of penalties. Carry on. Thumbs up.
Yeah, mighty be kind of Jammer. You need to get out first.
Yeah.
Score more points.
Yeah. Have you considered being better at this?
Yes.
Let's do more of that. Genuinely, one of the targets in our last game, we had a target. It was like, could we just stop getting penalties, please? Have we considered that as a team? If we could just not get a penalty, that would be great. This time out is an instruction to stop getting penalties.
So we are back. It is Hoots for Kent. And it is Teapot Rebellion for Auld Reekie, but they have picked up a penalty, so it will be a power jam to Kent roller derby.
Oh, so close for Teapot Rebellion. Didn't quite catch if they'd got lead before they went out. Clearly not.
No, so that is lead for Hoots. Teapot Rebellion had picked up a cut track penalty.
Nice. Ooh, lovely spin there from Apex trying to stay following Hoots. Hoots
there just pushing through and getting through for 4 points.
Things occurring. Hoots grabbing some points.
Teapot Rebellion now back on track. As Hoots goes through for a further 4 points for Kent. Hoots round again. They get through and round. Excellent work there to get past Lifesaver.
Nice stuff. Oh, lovely blocking coming in there from Hard as Kales, just whizzing those hips around to smack in on Teapot Rebellion.
Looks like a penalty there for Wiz Skid.
It's a
Picks up a multiplayer.
Oh. Demolition taking
whistles, and there's another one, 8-3-1 going to the box for Auld Reekie. That is Killia. He's picked up a direction penalty. Jam comes to an end, and that was another big jam for Kent. 19 points. That's a 20-point and a 19-point jam back-to-back, taking them to 46 points.
Big jams. And that is 6 jams in a row, or 5 jams in a row, I guess, now that Auld Reekie have been held pointless. So they scored in Jam 1. They haven't been permitted to score since by those Kent blockers. But it's not for lack of trying.
Both packs starting with a blocker in the box. It is Jax for Auld Reekie, Mad Tricks for Kent. And Jax is lead for Auld Reekie.
This might be the inverse of the announcer curse. For once. Oh, Mad Tricks on the outside line there. Hiding that star. Trying to find a way back on track.
Jack's trying to find a way down the inside, but being recycled by Helen Degenerate.
Mad Tricks picks up a cut track penalty there.
So this will be a power jam for Auld Reekie, just what they needed after a couple of jams of Kent picking up big scores.
Yep. Auld Reekie are going to lose Temple of Doom to the box on a forearms.
Kent also have Lexi in the box. So 3 blockers apiece. And Jax calls that.
Nice. Lovely stuff.
Picking up 11 points, so first double digits for Auld Reekie. They now on to 14. That was our 7th jam, and we've got just over 17 minutes of the first half remaining.
I thought you were about to say 70. I was like, it's going to be a long game.
Long game.
70-minute half.
We have a timeout.
Little official timeout by the look of things.
Oh. Yes, I believe it's an official timeout. It will be a power jam start for Auld Reekie.
Nice use of that lead jam status to go, oh yeah, we'll have those points and then we'll ice the jammer in the box. Thank you. A treat for us.
Can backfire though. Quite often the blockers forget and get set on delivering the offense. The jammer comes back on, sneaks down.
And goes
zoom, yes.
To use the technical term. Yep.
Zoom is the technical term.
Ben's just frantically shouting jammer on, and the skaters on track like, what? What's a jammer?
Followed by head in hand.
Oh. No, well, we tried. Yeah.
If only blockers had 360 vision, it'd be great.
Yeah.
We are back in it as a Blacksmith with the star for Auld Reekie.
And there comes Madtrix returning from the box.
Didn't have very long left. Madtrix now back on, but Blacksmith does get through and becomes lead jammer for Auld Reekie, so that's 2 on the trot now.
They have made the most of that lead jammer status and that penalty.
Oh, and lovely work. Lovely work on the outside there to get round, but it was just a slight hit from Harder's Kales. Just sent Blacksmith out of bounds.
It was a beautiful spin, and then I could hear the impact from up here with headphones on. And you're like, oh, that's gonna smart.
But Blacksmith back up and on and picking up 4 points for Auld Reekie. As Madtrix is fighting at the front to get through and complete their initial pass. Knocked down a lovely jump there from the ref to avoid skating over Madtrix's hand.
So beautiful stuff there from Temple of Doom, who was just like, I can't get there, throw my teammate. Unfortunately picking up a cut track penalty in the process. And just like that gap has suddenly closed up again.
Yes. A couple of lead jams on the trot for Auld Reekie. That's another 8 points. That's 19 they've picked up in the last 2 jams.
Yeah. And we see the brute special, as I like to call it, coming in for a quick chat with the refs. Not officially, just one check.
Just want to check something.
Just one check.
Annie, are you okay? Up against 542, which we believe is LOD.
Yeah, I think that's LOD.
And it is Annie, are you okay? So Kent now back with lead jammer status after a couple of jams for Auld Reekie. Nice work there, Annie, through picking up the first 4 points of the jam.
Oh, lovely. Quick little star pass there from LOD to number 207, is that?
207, yes. So it's Catchy with the star now. Although being recycled and back behind all those Kent blockers.
Yeah. Catchy with the vague expression of the pivot turn jammer of, why have you given this to me?
Yes, I'm now in a worse position than you were.
I don't want it. Take it back.
As Annie gets through, picks up 4 further points. That's 12 now for Kent on this jam.
Yeah. I mean, when it works, that Kent offense is just beautiful. Just clears those lines for Annie to cruise. Catchy still trying to find a gap. Goes in with the hips to try and catch Annie. Goes, well, if I can't get out, I can make your life more difficult. Seems to have gone with the, I'm just going to block for a minute.
Yeah, go for a bit of defence. If I can't pick up points, I'm going to stop their jammer from getting any. And we do get a cut track penalty on Annie. Okay, so now we have a power jam for Auld Reekie and for Catchy.
And with 20 seconds left in the jam, that means that Auld Reekie will get the power start.
Yeah.
Whatever happens next. Well, I say that unless they pick up a penalty, and then it might all go horribly wrong.
It might go horribly wrong. Yeah,
might have jinxed it. Sorry, Catchy. Sorry, Catchy.
Oh, you did do it.
I said it because I saw it happening. I was like, unless they do a cut track like that, cut track that they just did. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Yep.
So that was another big 18-point jam for Kent, taking them to 64 points. There's going to be baby ache with the star and the power jam start for Kent, as Catchy will be starting in the box as the jammer.
Yep. Oh. I think that's
there's lots of whistles going on.
Yep, that was us. I think that was a... No, stop. Is that us? That is us. We'll figure out in a minute what's happening. It's some kind of official stoppage. It's now an official timeout. We don't know what's happening. Things are occurring. I quite like all the skaters that just stopped on the wrong side of the track, like, oh, we'll just hang out here till we find out, rather than go back to the start line. So
yeah, it's like, oh no, they decided actually it was a jam and we'll carry on.
Yeah.
Where were we? Everyone take their positions.
Yeah, get back in place. I suspect, but don't know, that probably what happened is that maybe they were meant to start with jammers in the box. I think it's a penalty box issue. My guess is that because Annie, are you okay, hadn't finished sitting their penalty, and it was jammer switchery when the jam ended?
Yeah, so it should be that...
But that jam should have finished. I don't know.
Because the time clock would have run out before Catchy got to the box.
Yes.
So there wouldn't have actually been a
switch.
Swap.
Yeah, they should be. I think they should be starting from the switch in the box. I think is what I would have thought would happen. That's what I was expecting to happen. Was the jam ran out as Catchy was on the way to the box, so they will start with both jammers in the box, and Anu OK would be immediately released.
Yes. So
and
let's see if that
Catchy
is
will
what's
sit.
happening.
But we'll see if that's what occurs. Let's see if my ability to infer officiating happenings from on high is correct. There goes Brute in for a chat. So,
What's going on? What's going on?
What's occurring?
So do you think Auld Reekie will send out one of their jammers as a pivot to
I would
take the start
so.
from Catchy?
So at the moment, who have they got out? That is 8-3-1.
So
Killia.
Oh yes, Killia. Sorry, looking at the wrong side again.
Yeah, it happens. So at the moment they've sent out Killia. Has Killia been jamming? I don't think.
No. So they have sent out a.
But to be fair, Catchy might also be a relief jammer. That might be an option that they've gone with. Who knows? It's early days in the game. Our current scoreline, if you are not looking at the tiny numbers on the screen, is 22 to Auld Reekie, 64 to Kent Roller Derby. Roller Derby? Roller Derby. Why did I say it like that? Ooh, talking to Americans.
Roller Derby.
Roller Derby. This does happen to me because I live quite near the city of Derby, and whenever I get on a bus, I panic and say it wrong. And more than once, a bus driver has corrected my pronunciation. And I just was like, I'm sorry, okay, I play a sport with a lot of Americans that's called Derby. And I know that... Yeah, so there goes Annie, are you okay, off to the box. And I think that's what's about to happen. Is that they should both be released from the box.
Wow, it looks like we knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, we've learned things.
We've learned things. We're doing well.
I've been in the sport long enough to know stuff. Oh, enjoying this this double official review arms going on from Big Whoop and our lovely NSO. Who, I don't know which NSO that is because NSOs don't write their name in big letters on the back. Yeah, we've had confirmation from our producer that, yeah, it's both jammers should start in the penalty box. And I believe what will now happen is that Anu UK will be immediately released on the whistle. But we'll have to wait and see if that happens.
Looks like Kent will also be starting with a blocker in the box. They've got 3 on track.
I think so. There's another official review. Time out. I wonder who they're starting in the box. I wonder whether that counts as an officiating error or a delay of gameplay to the captain error, which would explain a blocker in the box.
Ah, right, yes.
But I think it's just an officiating error. But I don't know. We can try and work it backwards when we see the numbers and we start. So there we go.
No, it's Lexi Lightspeed starting in the box for Kent.
Yeah, so there we go. That was Annie released immediately on the whistle from the box. Which means that in not very long we should see Catchy. Ooh, lovely stuff there from Killia. Unfortunately, not clean legal stuff from Killia. And there comes Catchy.
Catchy comes out and her pivot's just gone to the box, so
Catchy's going to have to deal.
Catchy's going to have to go try and get through.
Yep.
As Annie Are You OK comes through on their first scoring pass, goes to the outside.
Catchy not to the outside there. Does a little spin on the inside to try and get round. Auld Reekie now having a bit of blocker trouble in the box.
Yeah, Lifesaver off to the penalty for a back block.
Off to join Killia on that forearm. Oh no, Killia's back. So now Catchy's got options. And Catchy's like, yes please.
Yes, please.
I would like those options. Take it away. I shouldn't have this. It's too powerful.
And that has been passed with an excellent star pass as well.
Beautiful stuff there. That's what you call a textbook star pass. Hand it to the pivot, get out, put the pressure on, and Annie goes, all right, I'll call it off then, thanks. I've got 12 points, that'll do.
Extending the lead, Kent now 54 points ahead of Auld Reekie. As we will see Baby Ache and Teapot Rebellion line up. And we have a full complement of blockers on the track.
Lovely treat.
And one has to yield.
Full start.
Full start. By Trauma Trevor.
Ooh, a little bit of a
pile up, but Teapot steps over the bodies on the floor to become lead jammer for Auld Reekie.
Making the most of that and going, oh, I'll have lead, thanks.
Oh, a lovely little skip down the inside, picking up 4 points.
That was beautiful. Just a hop over the apex.
Very similar to your jammer, Frenchie. Just kind of comes down to those.
Yeah.
Doesn't do big jumps, just does lovely little skips.
Just a little bounce.
That's all they need. A little bit of space.
Doesn't need to be big. Just needs to get you over. That is going to be Baby Ache, Charlie McGuigan off to sit down on a cut track penalty. So this is a power jam to Auld Reekie and Teapot Rebellion.
Teapot already having picked up 8 points, coming round on their next scoring pass.
I think this is going to potentially be their highest scoring jam so far.
I think they're at 11 is the most now, and they call that once they get the 12.
Lovely stuff there from Teapot.
So again, trying to start with a power jam start, keeping the Kent jammer in the penalty box.
There goes Brute again, off to ask some questions. I don't know how you have that much to say during a game.
Have you met Brute?
I have met Brute, and I am continually fascinated by how much he has to say during a game.
And not during a game.
And not during a game. Oh, we're in a timeout to Kent. Or Kent, as they're now called, as I changed words midway through. The old Kent.
The old Kent roller derby.
Roller derby. That's probably what Brute was going to do, was to do the old, can I have a timeout, please? Which is fair enough. It's a nice tactical use of it. That tends to be the way. Oh well, we've had a couple of jams where they've got points on the board, they've got leads.
Have a reset.
Yeah.
Let's just have
no momentum for you.
Yeah.
Little reset. Try again.
If you're watching this, and you won't be watching track 2, which is Dublin B Grands up against Oxford, and currently the score there is Dublin 21, Oxford 42, and they've played just over 15 minutes of their first half.
That's I was going to say, it's not a palindrome, is it? It's just a double.
It's the double, yeah.
You double 21, you get.
Yes.
That's how numbers go.
That's how numbers go. So if Dublin can get 3 in the next jam, then we get our palindrome.
Yes, that's it.
So we are ready to get back here with Jax on a power jam start for Auld Reekie, with Charlie McGuigan still sitting the remainder of their penalty from the last jam.
Lovely stuff there from. Big hit there from Charlie McGuigan coming back on. I was going to say lovely stuff from Auld Reekie, having goated hard as Cales. Someone's just gone off on a back block. It is going to be Charlie McGuigan. Straight back off. Came in too hard and too fast.
I've just realised as well that Charlie McGuigan actually has baby ache on the back.
Yes, confusingly.
Confusingly, yes.
Two
So
names.
when I see the screen and I say baby ache and then start announcing it's Charlie McGuigan, it is the same person, just changed their roller derby name, but not their shirt.
Yeah. Lovely stuff coming in here from those Kent blockers to hang on to Jax, who's having a tough time as Charlie comes back on track for a second time to have another go. Definitely won't be able to get a lead this time, but is out and now scoring points. So, Jax is off to the...
So it will be a power jam for Kent, and it will be a full 2-minute jam, as we will have no lead called in this.
2-minute jam. Big sit down there for number 3, Jansen.
And Killier in the box as well for Auld Reekie, having also picked up a cut track. There's a lovely little duck there from Charlie to get through, pick up 8 points, pick up 4 to now make it 8 points for Kent. Coming around again, this time route has been blocked off and Charlie has been slowed down. But able to get through, pick up 12 more points as that jam comes to its natural conclusion.
Yes.
Charlie picking up 12 points, taking Kent's score to 88.
Lovely stuff.
A lead of 54 points. As we have just over 6.5 minutes left of the first half.
That's what we like.
Are going to see the Lesser Weevil with the star for Auld Reekie. That's the first time we've seen them with the star, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
So a change of jammer rotation here for Auld Reekie.
Reaching into that jammer rotation.
Auld Reekie starting with a blocker in the box, but they are able to get through and lead, but Hoots is just behind them.
On their tail.
So we have a jammer chase. Are they going to call this, or are they going to go, they're going to try and get some points, but Hoots just has a line cleared down the inside, picks up 4 for Kent.
Yeah, trying to clear that box, and they had that, the moment, I think, as a bench where you're like, and you're like, yeah, we cleared no, someone else is in. We cleared the box, and another one went in.
Auld Reekie, even though they had lead, did not pick up any points on that jam, calling it, but Kent were able to get through to extend their lead.
Yeah, just a little official timeout. We'll confirm what that is in a minute. I've having just checked my iPhone for any exciting news that's happening. We've got the important things that we want to say. Hello to Raska and Kerry and the little beans from over on at Brawl Stars and Auld Reekie, who aren't here today because her and her wife have just had 2 new babies. Two. Double babies.
Double baby. No.
That's a lot of babies.
They're a lot of hard work. Even just one of them. I wouldn't want to. Well, I have two, but separately.
Yeah.
Well, different times.
Two at the same time.
Two at the same time. No. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying parenthood.
Yeah. It's also Lifesaver's birthday today. So happy birthday, Lifesaver. It's nice. I mean, how else do you want to spend your birthday apart from in a sports hall in Stoke?
Indeed.
Being hit by your friends. If it's not completely clear on the stream, I can confirm, because we've been playing them all season against Kent and seen it a few times, that Matrix is wearing a sort of fabulous, like, a long-sleeved fishnet undershirt under their shirt, bringing what I like to think of as a spirit of roller derby years past to the current game.
Fishnets, but up top.
Yeah.
Not
fishnets, but sensible, so you don't get those horrible fishnet burn when you skid across the track on your leg, and then you get the grid pattern. I've only done it once. I wouldn't recommend it.
So this official timeout still going on. There are some NSOs gathered over by the scoring tables. So
things are happening officially.
And Auld Reekie have changed their mind on their jammer. Yeah.
Popped out Blacksmith.
And they've bought in Blacksmith for LOD.
Yeah. I think the back of the Kent shirt say Hustle, Unite, Commit. But every time I read the COM of commit, I keep misreading it as comply. Like a sort of weird 1984, like hustle, unite, comply. You will become one with Kent Roller Derby Borg. Which isn't quite the same vibe. Of like sports and uplifting and we are one. We are the Borg. I feel like that would be a bonus in roller derby if you had like a hive mind.
Yes.
Great. Could save your voice instead of screaming across the track and just telepathically beam.
But no more cubes. Not allowed to do cubes anymore. That's a thing of the past.
That is.
One season wonder. Well, we should all do cubes. No.
Turns out cubes don't work.
That didn't work.
It was fun while it lasted. Yeah. Discussing on the drive here this morning the classic times of roller derby, and you just find yourself shouting, "Make a shape!" You're like, what does that even mean?
As a dance-off happens.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, make a shape. What shape? I don't know, just a shape.
Any shape, yeah.
Pick a shape and make it.
Do something.
Yeah, anything. I have been known in moments of bench coaching to scream, "Do something," but that's normally in despair rather than an actual instruction.
Do anything,
please just do a thing. Well, meanwhile on the other track, a quick score update if you're hanging out here with us. The Dublin B Grands are on 30 points, Oxford Roller Derby Blackbirds are on 58 points. So that's nice.
And if you are going to stay with us after this game, then we will have game 5 of the day, which is Chaos Engine against Wirral Pack Animals, which is the MRDA side of Five Nations Roller Derby. It's the Tier 2-3 playoff. The winner of that will play in Tier 2 next season, and the losers will go to Tier 3. Wirral finishing second in Tier 3, and Chaos Engine finishing second from bottom in Tier 2. That's how the playoffs work in the MRDA side.
Yeah.
We are watching the WFTDA side, and it is the Tier 3 West quarterfinals. The winners and second place teams from the 4 regional divisions of Tier 3.
Yeah. You get to turn up and play games against each other and decide who gets another medal. and who gets to go up to tier 2.
Yes, you get a medal for your...
You do. So you get a divisional, regional area medal. So Kent were the gold medalists in tier 3 women's East. And then you get the chance to play for another medal. I think the winners of the tier get a shiny cup, but I might have made that up. So.
I would imagine they did. I can confirm that certainly the tier 2 men's winners got a nice shiny cup.
Yes.
Because I got to hold it.
Yeah. There certainly has previously been a nice shiny cup because I have threatened to lick a lot of them.
Yes, in the times before.
Yes.
We went to a tournament in Liège, and we came second, but our trophy for second was a Viking horn.
Oh, that's good.
Which was great because we all sat around and drank out of it, and then the following month none of us could even talk to each other.
I can't imagine what the link there is. I'm sure that was just a weird coincidence that you all had the same strain of super lurgy and also all drank out of a Viking horn. Enjoying that the refs are just taking in turns to have a go at doing the official timeout arms, because it's a long time to have arms on shoulders.
It's now been a 7-minute timeout.
We will tell you why it's happening as soon as we know. No, that's track 2. That's not helpful.
Not sure how much you can hear from the track, but we can certainly hear Jesbian, who is doing the in-house call here, trying to keep the crowd entertained during this timeout. Jesbian, one of the assistant tournament head announcers here this weekend.
We love you, Jez.
And also will be in the last game of the day on this track, will be part of the bench crew for Kings of Block and Roll as they take on Southern Discomfort in the other MRDA game of the day, which will see the winners in Tier 1 next year. And
delightful.
The team in second place will be in Tier 2.
That's what we like. I'm just going to look at my notes and see if I can tell you any interesting things about Kent. Here's my notes. What have Kent told us? Kent haven't told us very much. No, I'm afraid we told you everything we know about Kent from their notes. Came down from Tier 2 last year, and Annie was a junior speed skater. Again. Oh, I think we're singing Happy Birthday to Lifesaver on track.
Lifesaver.
Happy birthday, Lifesaver. These skaters don't know is that if they don't tell us interesting facts to say about them during official timeouts, is that I will just start making them up.
Oh, I hear whistles. I think they're from our track. So
it sounded like it. It sounded like the dulcet tones of the Fox 40 whistle.
After that 9-minute interlude, we are ready to play roller derby.
Rolby Dolby.
Aerial attack for Kent. No, we won't. I'm looking at the wrong side again. It's Mad Tricks for Kent.
Blacksmith. No, LOD again. I don't know. We've lost track.
Blacksmith for Auld Reekie, just being recycled back to the jam line.
Definitely was Blacksmith, wasn't it? They switched. Because the overlay says LOD, but they changed out.
They did change out, and so
we believe that delay was due to scoreboard problems.
This track having seen a fair few of those already today.
Just a couple. Lovely stuff there from Blacksmith, who is cruising around. I don't know who lead is. I've lost track. I hope someone knows.
No one seems to have been given lead. So,
I think someone had lead and has lost it, because we just had a lovely little note from our producer saying 2-minute jam.
2-minute jam.
I believe that Madtrix had lead, lost it on what looked like a really hairy thing on the inside line, possibly doing a penalty. I think we might be having trouble with our overlay linked to the scoreboard issues.
Indeed, so yes.
It's all good. We'll figure it out.
Madtrix is now back on track. So
Yes, that would fit for what has happened. Points are happening. Roller derby's happening. That's the important thing. Ooh, big hit there by Madtrix on. Don't know who that is because I thought it said 7-0. 717, isn't it? Juno.
And Madtrix has got round and has taken Kent into triple figures.
Nice.
Now Kent 104 points. With that pass, Madtrix just skating around, picking up the points.
Oh, lovely stuff there from Fungool, trying to catch Madtrix.
Comes to its natural conclusion after a full 2-minute jam. Just what the skaters needed after 9 minutes of standing around.
Absolutely, just a 9-minute break and then a 2-minute jam. It's like the opposite of hit.
CLOD for Auld Reekie up against Annie. Are you okay? And Annie, are you okay? Skipping down the inside, picking up lead for Kent.
LOD looking for space to recycle on the outside line. Well, Annie pushing on the front, knocked out there at the front by Killia. I feel reasonably confident in saying that I think Annie is okay.
Annie is very okay, I would say. Picking up the first 4 points of this jam. Taking Kent to 110 and just coming down the inside. No challenge there, straight through.
Oh, that was a lovely 1 foot glide, just proving there why it's important to practice on 1 foot. Ooh. LOD about to hop up, knocked out by their own. No, Killia about to hop up, I think, knocked out by their own skater. We do seem to have had a star pass.
We have had a star pass. It is now with Killia. Just trying to get down the outside, but we seem to have a cube. Having just said we don't see these anymore, there was a cube formed there. They've soon given that up, and a tripod now has a bit of offence given to help Annie through and pick up a further 4 points for Kent.
Fancy footwork there from our ref in order to not get taken out by LOD. Oh, lovely. That's a lovely little stat here. Annie, are you okay? It has 100% lead jam status so far.
Definitely okay.
Extremely okay.
To an end, another big jam for Kent, picking up 20 points, taking them to 126. There's a minute left of the first half. As we are going to have, are we going to have an official review? Yes, we are. Official review.
Yeah.
First one of the half, and that has been called by Auld Reekie.
Yeah. That is Jez being going in to find out what's happened, so we will update you on that official review as soon as we find out more. In the meantime, I would like to give a shout out to Charlie McGuigan's delightful skort, just bringing a sort of lovely air of, I don't even know what the word I want is. I'm just a fan of the skort. I think more things should be done in a skort. Not least because when you're going around the track at top speed and then it sort of flips out really delightfully, it's just like, it's just great.
Whooshy nature.
Yes.
Going with the whooshiness
That's what I want. Bringing a whooshiness to roller derby that shorts just don't have. I did, for the first time since the 90s, go to a roller disco the other day, and I skated in a skirt, and that was quite fun. I was like, oh, this is nice. It's slightly alarming because if I stack it and fall over, everybody's going to see my pants. But it's going whoosh.
But it's going whoosh, and
yeah, which is why the skort wins, because you've got shorts under it, so you can stack it and fall over without, everyone seeing your pants. Best of both worlds.
not had any update yet on what the official review is for, but hopefully we'll be getting some information fed up to us fairly shortly.
Yeah.
Although Jesbian doesn't have a phone in their hand, it's not going to be adjusted.
Yeah. Just by osmosis, Jesbian's just going to beam it hard to us. I can tell you about the Oxford official review, but that's not relevant to us. I was like, oh, my phone's buzzed. Wrong official review. That's the other track.
The other track, where it is 53 to Dublin to 101 to Oxford, and they've got a minute left as well. So these games that were staggered by half an hour are now.
And then we broke the scoreboard for 20 minutes.
Broke the scoreboard, and we are.
And now they're not. It's fine.
So it is Charlie McGuigan going down the outside. Did they pick up lead? No, they did not. They got a cut track.
Ooh.
So it is a teapot rebellion for Auld Reekie with the chance to get lead during this power jam.
Teapot has been one of their stronger jammers so far.
Trying to get down the inside, some offense coming in there from Fungool.
Oh, we have had our official review notice. Auld Reekie are asking for a forearms call on the Kent blocker. No call stands, review not retained.
If you're going to lose your official review a minute before the end of the half's a good time to do it, isn't it?
Meanwhile, that is Teapot Rebellion with lead jammer status and only 2 blockers to pass.
And Charlie is back on track. We're getting more good work there from Fungool, taking it off to the outside, but Charlie duking around and getting down the outside. Oh, great stop there from Temple of Doom.
Really nice.
Excellent. Charlie thought they'd managed to get down the outside out of clear line, and then Doom just stepped in and said, nope.
Yeah, you shall not pass.
You shall not pass.
Oh, lovely stuff there from Charlie. Chased at the front. Oh,
but Doom going off track, so
just a last-minute hit there from Doom. Yep, our ref signalling the no pass, no penalty. Looks like we might have lost Teapot Rebellion to the box, because I haven't seen them for a while.
I haven't seen them.
Which usually implies they're in the box. If you're like, oh, I've not seen that scouting bit. Oh, have they gone for a sit-down? So it looks like this may well be a 2-minute jam to end the half, which means we've got 5 seconds on the clock. 3.
It was a penalty, and just released before the end of that jam, so neither jammer will start in the box at the start of the second half.
So that is your half-time moment. Half-time moment? Sure. Half-time moment.
Half moment, and it looks like they're going to have a 10-minute half-time.
In order to try desperately to get us back to something resembling
considering that they've just had a 9-minute rest, then they shouldn't need too long to recover before the start of the second half.
Exactly, yeah.
So this half-time score is 128 to Kent, 46 to Auld Reekie. That is a score of 82 points lead for Kent.
Maths.
We like the stats, we like the numbers.
We love our maths, we love the stats. Join us back here in about 8 minutes' time to watch more Fun Roller Derby, or we can say watch the other track for 8 minutes, but they've also gone to half-time. So go and get a cup of tea, drink some water.
Hydrate.
Use the bathroom. Join us back here in 8 minutes.
We'll see you.
See you over there. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
And welcome back to track 1. We will be watching the second half of Kent Roller Derby against Auld Reekie Reserves. Score is currently 128 to 46. Duke, I believe you got some stats for us.
We have got some stats, yes. So the lead distribution in that last game was actually only 8 to 6. So Kent with 8, Auld Reekie with 6. But Kent had 7 jams in double digits, whilst Auld Reekie only had 3 in the double digits. So that's why we're seeing that current scoreline 128 to 46. So although it was actually quite balanced in terms of who was getting leads, Kent really making the most of it when they got them.
Yes, they were putting on some really big scores, and it wasn't just during power jams as well. There was Jams in where the Kent defence were just able to lock down the Auld Reekie jammer.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kent, playing really strong there. But Auld Reekie, I mean, equally playing strong, but just not quite managing to get those big points on the board in the same way as Kent.
When they get their leads, they're going to need to really try and get some points on the board, lock down the Kent jammer, and hope they can kind of claw some of this 82-point deficit back.
I mean, it's not impossible. You never know.
No. They've had their half-time. They've had a talk. They've looked at what they've been doing in that first half. So they've come out and make some changes to how they're either lining up or their tactics.
They've had their oranges. Very good, interesting. So, in the last jam, Kent only had 6 jams where they didn't score, whereas Auld Reekie had 13.
So,
so there you go.
That's the thing. Even when Auld Reekie were getting lead, looks like Kent were able to get
points on the board.
Well.
Yeah, on the whole, Kent mostly going, we'll have points, thanks, and loads of them. Which, I'm not an expert. That is how you win the game.
It is how you win the game, yes.
So you score points.
Annie, are you okay? Who has the 100% record from the first half, being locked down at the back of the pack there.
Up against Blacksmith, who will be looking to break that 100% record. General pain there with the old throw your teammate into the path of the jammer if you can't get there yourself.
And it's the birthday girl Lightsaber who recycles Annie Are You Okay? And Annie Are You Okay loses that 100% record with the first jam of the second half. As Blacksmith out, but Annie is right behind, and so quick is Annie as she gets up level with Blacksmith. Blacksmith through, picks up a few points, and then runs into General Pain.
With a sort of combination run into, grab, wipe out, splat. It's fine. Definitely no one saw, apart from the whole internet saw, and we did comment on it.
But there's so much on the internet, it'll soon be forgotten about.
Exactly.
There'll be another thing along.
Yeah. It's fine.
It does look like that was, it was 2 points to Auld Reekie there in that last jam.
Brings up 128, plays 48, which is a differential I ought to be able to do, but I can't do math quite fast.
That's 80 points.
Precisely.
It is Jax who is lead for Auld Reekie. So Auld Reekie starting the second half with 2 lead jams on the trot. But as we say, saying that just in that interval, they aren't able to pick up many points when they do get lead.
Yeah, I think that was a scoreboard confusion there, because it said that your jam for Kent was Trauma Trevor, but that was absolutely not. That was Charlie McGuigan. I'd recognise that skort anywhere. Skort.
And it looks like that was a nothing jam. Again, a very low score for Auld Reekie, and it is Hoots up against Teapot Rebellion.
Lovely stuff. So Kent's starting to reach into their... no, we've seen Hoots on track jam before. Ignore that thought. We've seen Hoots.
We've seen Hoots, and we've seen Hoots get lead on this jam, and then run into Auld Reekie's wall of tripod there, held by our aerial attack.
Lovely stuff.
Just trying to take them to the outside. Hoots able to stay inbounds, being chased down by Jan Slam. But through to pick up 4 points.
Oh, that is going to be Lacey Lightspeed off to the box on a directional penalty. Nice bit of offense coming in there from number 3, Jan Slam.
As Hoots completes their second scoring pass, picking up a further 4.
I am a big fan of Hoots' shirt. Just want to put this out there.
And Temple of Doom going to the penalty box at the end of that jam for Auld Reekie. So both teams will start with a blocker in the box.
One apiece.
So we will see Mad Tricks up against the Lesser Weevil.
Interesting. I believe technically the Lesser Weevil has 100% lead average, but that is based on 1 jam.
1 out of 1?
1 of 1 still counts. It's still 100%. Those are my favourite kind of stats.
Solid there from Hard as Kales. And then on the... Oh, and we have lead jammer is Mad Tricks for Kent.
Lesser Weevil bouncing up that inside line there, but knocked out by Hunter.
Lesser Weevil is now clear, completing their initial pass.
Oh, Mad Tricks looks for that gap, but is caught by that back tripod.
Caught by Catchy.
Yes, the old Catchy.
5 points there for Kent as they edge closer to a 100-point lead. You're going to see Annie, are you okay? Up against Blacksmith.
There's a real scrum off the line there. Everyone looking for a gap. No one's able to find one yet.
Good balance there from Blacksmith to stay upright and inbounds and through to pick up lead jammer for Auld Reekie. So that's 2 jams on the trot now. Annie, are you okay? Has not got lead after that 100% in the first half, but as in that first jam of the second half, right behind the Auld Reekie jammer.
Zooming in, I think grabbed some points there. Oh, and it looks like we have had an injury on the track, so we'll just...
That was 4 points to Auld Reekie on that pass.
Oh, poor jammer up there with the expression of, ow, I've hurt my bum. I always maintain obviously not the worst injury you can get in roller derby, but one of the worst injuries in roller derby is the hard sit down, because it really hurts, but also it looks so silly. And it's very hard to get sympathy for essentially, my bum hurts. And you're just like, what's wrong? It's like, well, I've sat down too hard and now my bum hurts.
Hurt my body.
My bum, I've got a sore bottom. Be nice to me. I think the worst injury I've ever got playing a game of roller derby as a ref was when I tripped over my own skate and skidded on a very hot, sweaty day and basically grazed my leg, which wasn't a terrible graze, but it was just such a big patch of leg that it wouldn't heal.
Oh.
And that was the biggest problem with it, was it took like 8 weeks for the graze to clear, and now I've got a big old purple bruisey scar because it just wouldn't sort itself out. And I was like, oh, have you ever had any really gnarly roller derby injuries? Like, you see the scar?
See the scar.
I tripped over my own foot and skidded on my leg. Really embarrassing. I had to go to the medics because I'd grazed it just enough that I was like, if I trip over again, I'm going to get blood on the floor, and then, that's a whole thing. Can I have a plaster? Yes, I know you have to do a whole form to give me a plaster, but I don't have my own plasters.
Thankfully, not too many for me. I think my eyebrow piercing got pulled out by my helmet when I fell over.
Ow, that's like what they warn you about in PE. You've got to take your piercings out. What if someone pulls one out?
Yeah, I think it just caught on the rim of the helmet and
ow,
was ripped out as I went down.
Ow. Yeah. That feels nastier with something that's got like a
I didn't notice until I tried to put it back in and realised it couldn't go in, and there was a little bit of flappy skin.
Ooh, ow. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've done the lost earring in roller derby and in just life, sports.
Apologies
concerts.
to anyone who is trying to have their lunch at the moment as we talk about gnarly injuries.
You've made an error. Meanwhile, on the other track, important news is that the score is currently 138 to the Oxford Roller Derby Blackbirds, 69 to the Dublin B Grands. We're grown-ups.
That's what they told us.
Yep. That's what they told me when it was my birthday, and they were like, as the youngest one in my friendship group, when I turned 30, everyone was like, oh no, but you're the baby. And I was like, yep. Like, but if you're 30, that means I'm old. I was like, yep. Sorry to break it to you, but when the baby of the group turns 30, everyone else has the existential crisis, it turns out. And that was a few years ago now.
Yes, I will, because I think my son will turn 21. Or one turns 18 and one turns 21, and that's old.
Yeah.
I can take them both drinking.
You can. I was about to say that means you have to give them the key to the door, but I realise that is such a weirdly dated reference.
Weirdly dated thing, and the eldest one already has one, and he comes and goes
exactly.
as he wants.
One of those things that I learned from my grandma, because she would sing it as a little song. I was like, we've got the key to the door because we've been 21 before, and it just sticks in my head, and occasionally it's a thing I reference, and people sometimes look at me and like, what?
I've not heard the song, but yeah,
I don't even know if it's a song. It's just a thing that my grandma would sing to me. But no, especially that, when I'm not a roller derby, when I'm my actual day job, I work in quite an international company, and sometimes I will make this sort of reference, and like the Spanish office will just look at me for a bit and then ask me to explain it. And it turns out when you try to explain the key to the door when you're 21, they're like, but you've moved out and you'll have had it since you're like 13, because school was like, yeah, no, it's I don't know.
I don't know where it comes from. If anyone knows the etymology of getting the key to the door when you're 21, let us know.
Please do text us and tell us. It doesn't have to be during the street. Just find me and tell me. I'd like to know. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that I want to know in my life, and that I occasionally will just say and then go, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
So the saying "bee's knees."
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, so I love that one. Do you know where that comes from?
I don't.
So this is one I do know, which is why I brought it up.
Bees. Bee chat.
So it's originally it comes from Shakespeare.
Him.
What it is, he came up with the phrase "the be all and end all of everything."
Okay. Yep.
And that got shortened to the B's and E's.
Yeah.
The be all and end all, so the B and E.
The B's and E's.
And then that's got shortened again to B's knees.
Oh, that's delightful.
So there you go.
I like that a lot. That's a good one. And then you just have perfectly normal sentences in English, like, oh, well, he's the bee's knees. You're like, what?
Yeah, and no one understands why.
Yeah, because reasons. Yeah.
Language, yes.
Yeah, language is weird. Oh, that's really pleasing. I like that a lot. Well, this is like having talked about, when I went, oh, Lexi Lightspeed's back, and people who are not roller derby ancient looked at me for a bit and went, what? And I think there are people in roller derby who have no recollection of, like, as I call them, hats, being called panties.
Yes.
But also who have no idea why they were called that.
Oh, okay. No, I have no idea why they were called that.
Because it literally used to be pants.
Oh, right, okay.
So, like, in the first sort of rebooting, let's go with reboot of roller derby, when it was very much like fishnets and sort of professional wrestling vibe, it was called a jammer panty because it was literally a pair of panties. It's very American.
My first announcing was at junior derby, so we were very quickly told
not say that in front of the juniors,
not to call them that. So yes, it's always been a helmet cover.
It is a helmet cover, yeah. And then over time we were like, we should probably call it a helmet. A hat, yeah. Call it a helmet cover because it's not pants anymore. And it's a bit weird to call it that. But yeah, that's where it comes from.
So does someone just like sew a star into them?
I think so, yeah, basically. Or I'm
not going to ask about the stripe.
Yeah. But it is the most delightful thing that if you've ever got time to go on the WFTDA website and look up old rule sets and find the very first published rule set, it is the most gentle, chilled thing. It's just like about 2 weeks before the game, the team should agree who's going to wear what colour. Because, of course, you don't have a team uniform or a colour. You should just be like, oh, we really fancy pink this time. What are you going to wear? But it's like, ideally, these should be high contrast, like not pink and red. But it's like, oh, if you're going to wear pink, oh, right, well, we'll go blue then. But it was just this idea of like, uniform. No, just figure it out amongst yourselves. Have a chat. It's very, very low key. And now we're like, no, we are a professional sport with proper things and uniforms and colours and high contrast. And, we do stuff properly. Such is the evolution of our sport. Updates from track 2 if you're hanging out here with us. Oxford Roller Derby Blackbirds on 142, Dublin B Grands on 89.
And they've got 18 minutes left of their game on that track. We've still got 24 minutes left.
I mean, at least this is going to space us back out
again. It's going to space us back out, yeah. They're going to be the ones.
Yeah, it's just got a little message up from our producer that we're going to be sometime. Unfortunately, we have had an injury. Yeah, so you're going to have to listen to us for a bit, just have a little chat about things like the bee's knees. I've got another bee fact. Do you know about telling the bees?
Telling the bees.
As a concept. So this is a sort of folklore concept, which is that when there is any news in the family, you should go and tell the bees. So if you have beehives, you should go down to your beehives and just tell the bees your news, basically.
Oh.
Which is delightful. But also then, as I discussed this with a friend, I was like, so many things like telling the bees make a lot more sense if you think in the context of, you go back maybe 100 years before we had any concept of neurodiversity. So you go it suddenly makes a lot of sense if you go, oh yeah, that's our dad. He's not very good with people. He likes to go out and talk to his bees and go, yes, no. Yeah. Telling the bees is exactly what I, as an autistic person, would do. It's like, oh, you're getting married. Oh, that's exciting. And you're going to have a celebratory evening. I should definitely go and tell my bees this. Yes. You have a nice chat. I'm off down the garden. See you in 2 hours. But yeah, you're supposed to go and tell the bees your news. And you can also do things like there's the whole subsections of telling the bees things. So if you get a wedding, you should invite the bees to your wedding to ensure a good marriage, and then after the wedding you should take them some cake, and that will sweeten the marriage. It's just really delightfully weird. Go on track 2. There are 16 minutes left to go, which is exciting. Both teams now over the 100 mark.
Although I am pretty sure if I took bees as a gift to someone's wedding,
yes,
probably not. Bees.
like the Oprah gift, but just like bees. I suppose it depends on the wedding and the context of the bees. Do you if you planned bees for someone's wedding, here is a hive of bees because you are a beekeeper, yes. Delightful. If you just rock up and unleash bees.
Surprise bees!
Yeah, speak now or forever hold your bees. There's bees everywhere. Everything's bees. Covered in bees. Now we've got an ideas ad. Covered in bees. Yes. And some water. Delicious water. Would like to say a shout out to Events Medical, our lovely medical team for this weekend, providing care on and off the track, and ice packs to those who need them, or just a cheering thumbs up if you don't need anything. We love you, Events Medical. You're great. Big fans. So coming up here after this game, you're going to see, it's our first MRDA game after this. Yeah, Chaos Engine versus World Pack Animals.
Yeah, there are only 2 MRDA games this weekend. They are at 1:30 or probably a bit later than that because of the delays on this track, and then 3:30 game 7. So we've got Chaos Engine against Wirral, followed by Southern Discomfort against the Kings of Block and Roll.
Very nice. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think I am announcing Southern Discomfort against Kings of Block and Roll, but I think I'm on the house announcement for that, so I get to do the fun bit where I leap around and shout nonsense.
I'm scheduled to be on Game 6, the Newcastle Canny Belters against Sheffield Steel, the Tier 2 semi-final of the WFTDR side at 2 o'clock. Game 6 on track 2, but obviously I will stay here until this game comes to a conclusion.
Sorry, just a moment there of working out what we're doing. You get to see our faces. But yeah, we are in this extended official timeout. I think we're just going to go to a little bit of a break for now, and we will hopefully rejoin you if we can. Otherwise, potentially this game is going to be called here, but we will update you when we know. Okay, thank you for bearing with us there.
Yeah, so due to injury to one of the Auld Reekie skaters, they have now left track, but the delay has meant that Auld Reekie have decided that the game... Actually, we don't know who's decided this, actually.
Yeah.
So the game has been called, so that is a final score for this game, 145 to Kent, 52 to Auld Reekie. We wish the skater all the best.
Yeah.
Hope everything's not too serious, and you can join us or back on the feed at 1:30 for the game Chaos Engine against Wirral Pack Animals in the Tier 2-3 playoff game on the MRDA side. I've been Tom Bowler.
I've been Duke Special.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.